Hey, Mrparka here to do a review for MVD. This one was sent to me. It's The Walking Dead Girls. Basically what it is sort of this documentary type deal about people's fascination with like zombie strippers, zombie dead girls, zombies is what they're calling them. But basically it has interviews with a bunch of genre faves: George Romero, Bruce Campbell, Leanna Quigley, The Evil Dead Girls, John Alps, who else is in there? Terry Alexander from Day of the Dead fame. And I'm missing someone important, Lloyd Kaufman. They all do great interviews and entertaining, and you could put these guys in front of a camera for 50 minutes and they would keep your attention, because obviously any huge horror fan is going to want to hear what they have to say. But with that, they also have a guy talking about pop culture and how zombies have affected pop culture and how they're everywhere now. In the last 10 years, zombies have exploded on the screen, and now they're so mainstream it's ridiculous. And between that, they have these zombie centerfolds kind of that do each a month. They dress up and they interview them and ask them really silly questions, and then you see a photo shoot of them like half naked acting like zombies. Rather silly, but you know, it's kind of a gimmick to suck you in and show you and kind of get you ready for the movie Stripperland, which is coming out by them. And this is also kind of a behind the scenes look at that movie. But anyways, of course the zombies are all cute girls. They're not going to hire a bunch of ugly girls. Even dead, they look cute. And they kind of are like, they do each month of the year. So there's 12 girls and 12 little interviews with them. But more importantly, I think that it is really the interviews with the genre faves, like George Romero. And the lady interviewing him is really clever and nice, and she's actually in Stripperland. And they had to say some interesting things. Most of the stuff that George Romero said I had heard before, but they did ask really silly questions to some guys, like Bruce Campbell. They asked what his favorite food was and what kind of car he drove. And you know, after a while you kind of want to know these things about people, because you think it's kind of funny in a way, knowing about celebrities and their little things, you know, that make them human. But yeah, Lloyd Kaufman had a lot of interesting things to say about the film industry and stuff, of Oliver Stone and George W. Bush both going to the same school as him at the same time. But if you want to see some interviews and maybe some half-naked zombie chicks, this is worth a look. It tackles the idea of that a little bit, about the people's fascination with the zombies, but not too much, just kind of showing you some half-naked chicks. I guess buying the DVD enough shows that there's a fascination, or even therefore having a release for this type of thing. But if you can get it fairly cheap, I would definitely recommend this. I mean, I enjoy interviews and recommendations and interviews and stuff like that, but yeah, so I definitely would watch it. I enjoy all these people very much, so I enjoyed it. Leanna Quigley did a lot of great things. She actually screamed on camera, as did the Evil Dead Girls. Really weird, but not much really to it. It's just a fun little release here, made to look like an EC comic on the front. But thank you very much for watching. Have a good one. Bye.
If you were attacked by a stripper zombie, what would you do? Would you run, or would you just gawk?
I think I'd have to take a look.
Yeah, I know. See, that's our trap.
Before running.
Yeah, that's how we get you. So, you have been in film for what seems like forever.
Yeah, it seems like it to me.
You invented a genre. How does that feel?
Quite amazing, actually. You don't think of yourself that way. I certainly don't. My stuff is actually fairly political, and you know, my zombie films are not just sort of, even though there's a lot of gore in them, and that's one aspect of it that people enjoy. That's not why I'm in it, you know.
It's commentary.
So it's more commentary, yeah.
What made you develop this character? Did you just wake up, you know, when you were, how old were you?
When Night of the Living
Yes.
Dead? Well, I guess when I first started to write it, I was 26.
What inspired you to do that?
Well, I read a Richard Matheson novel called I Am Legend.
Oh, okay.
And I wanted to, first of all, he starts that story when everybody's already a vampire. He used vampires. Mm-hmm. And I thought it was basically a story about revolution. So that's inspired me to do something that was about revolution, or about failed revolution. We were all, you know, 60s people that were sort of pissed off that peace and love hadn't
Yeah, so you want a revolution. Well, you know, we all want to change the world.
Yeah, so that was it. And then I needed some sort of an apocalyptic thing to happen. And my idea was that the dead were just not staying dead. So that's where it came from.
When did the term zombie kick in?
I didn't ever use it until people started to. It was actually the second wave. The film came out and played drive-ins and neighborhood theaters and actually made some money, and then went away, and I thought it was gone. And then it was resurrected actually in France, and it had this big wave of success, second wave of success in Europe. And then people over here noticing that the Europeans were taking the film so seriously, that Museum of Modern Art invited it into the collection, and people here, major critics, started to write about it, and they're the ones that started to use the word zombie. So my films aren't really about the zombies. The zombies are an annoyance, you know, they're mosquitoes. My films are more about people and the stupid behaviors of the humans, and how they fail to handle the situation, handle it stupidly.
What gives you pleasure in making movies? Why do you? It's a hectic business. It's stressful as all get out. Why do you do that? Is it just to communicate with your audience?
Partly, in large part, yes. But the actual process, my part of the job, I have a business partner, so he deals with most of the flack. I don't have to go to too many meetings. That's the stressful part of it is not the actual production of the film. I love working with actors. I love the theatrical experience of it. And I love the actual work of making a film is not at all stressful to me. Even though it's at times it's like running a circus. I mean, crazy things happen.
Yeah.
But I enjoy. I just enjoy the process.
Is that what you thought? Is this what you thought you'd do when you were a kid? What did you want to be when you grew up?
As a kid, I think I always did want to make movies, but I grew up in the Bronx. I never thought I would ever get close to it. I thought you had to be born royalty or something.
Some random questions.
Yeah.
What's your favorite food? Come on. What do you like to eat? You like Italian food?
No, I like Middle Eastern food, actually.
I do too. I like sit and eat a good masa. What kind of music do you like?
Classical.
All right. Do you have a particular religious affiliation?
No.
And what kind of car do you drive?
I actually don't have a car.
Okay.
I don't have a car. My girlfriend has a car. Okay. I don't have a car. I don't have a cell phone. I don't have any of those things.
All right.
I sort of avoid them.
And we'll wrap up the interview with your social security number and your visa number. Okay. And your home address. Ladies and gentlemen, George Romero.
What's your name?
Dara?
What, do you know what month you are?
I might be June. Yeah, I mean, I had no idea what I was getting into. My agent was just like, hey, you want to do a zombie pinup calendar shoot? I'm like, sure. And I was expecting some more information to come or like get in contact with somebody about it, but never did. So they pretty much yesterday was saying, okay, try to go and find some quick seasonal lingerie or something. And of course I had to work, so I didn't get a chance.
I guess run really fast.
Just keep running?
Just keep running away as fast as you can, because you can't play dead, because then they're going to make you one of them, and you don't want to do that either. But maybe that is a smart way to go, actually. Just pretend you're one of them and pretend to be killing other live people, and then maybe you'll get away.
All right.
Did they ask you if you were ready for gore?
She didn't ask me that, no. I think she assumed I was ready to take it on. So
I bet you are.
I am ready, absolutely.
Trying to get it so she has some broken up pieces of glass sticking out of her chest here, but it's been a little bit of a pain.
They're very animated and interesting to look at for sure. And they're scary and funny at the same time. So I think people like that appeal.
Definitely.
How are you feeling about the new you?
I definitely like it. I think I want to leave this on for a long time. See how long it lasts. I feel it dripping everywhere.
That's what I'm going for.
That's the point.
Yeah,
And bleeding.
going for that.
Are you supposed to get it on her clothes?
It's hers.
Okay.
Yeah. And it's the good stuff.
Only the best blood for you, darling.
Is it real? Is it real?
Yes, we murdered a small
It is actually called
Ethiopian child.
Okay, good.
Are you ready for your debut?
I am so ready.